growing up, when I wasn't as experienced, I would really be upset and like, why didn't I get this opportunity? But it wasn't meant for me. So I feel like this dance industry has taught me to not rush the process.
Devin, thank you so much for taking the time out to sit down and chat with me. Super excited to hear about your dance journey. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, Jasmine.
You only 19 and you already been killing it. I've seen you work with Rihanna for her Savage X shows. You did Superbowl halftime recently. Princess Nokia. I see you did some fashion campaigns. So just tell us, when did you realize that you wanted to pursue dance professionally?
So for me, dance professionally was something that I only saw on TV growing up. I watched the Super Bowl. I remember Katy Perry's and Madonna so vividly, and just seeing kids in Macy's commercial. And I was like, how do you get there? Like, I've always trained in dance since I was 2 at my mother's self-owned studio in New York. That's where I trained at 2. And I was only rec. I only like trained with kids from the neighborhood. No one even knew like how to make this a lifelong journey. So I got my first gig as a Brooklyn Nets kids dancer, and that's where I first got into the industry of dance. They taught me so much actually, and that's when I got signed to an agent and pursued this as a career.
I saw on Instagram you mentioned growing up, all I ever wanted to do was perform at live shows. So take us back to that first live show that you booked and just tell us about that experience.
My first live show that I booked was with Lil Nas X for the Grammys last year. And it was with Sean Bankhead. That was my first time working with him. He's a choreographer that I looked up to for so long.
I love him. I watched his videos on YouTube. He's so dope.
Everything about him is just inspiring, especially coming from, I also like would upload videos on YouTube, and I see myself in him because he started kind of that way as well, being from Atlanta. And that's how he got like his brand out to the world. So just like being in his space and performing that night, it really just like my child self was just very happy and just very overwhelmed, honestly.
What would you say was the biggest challenge for you so far throughout your journey?
My biggest challenge throughout my journey so far has honestly been finding the balance between dance and normal life. Like once I started booking and, you know, introduced to the professional world, I was pulled away from like so many little things, like going to school and going to basketball games, going to parties. And that has definitely been challenging because I also feel like growing up, my relationships with people my age also haven't been that strong because I just cared about my career so much. So I feel like that has been a challenge that I'm still kind of working on, and just finding that balance with being normal and being like a dancer in this industry, you know, because we're pulled away from so much sacrifice goes into this. So that was definitely a struggle of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to make sure you find. I know it's hard between practices and touring, you know, out and about. It could be very challenging.
It's definitely challenging for sure.
Do you feel like you're like missing out on things because you're in the grind of your passion, or do you feel like, you know, the sacrifices is worth it?
For me, the sacrifice is worth it. Like I've always been someone that just worked so hard and like really just never stopped. This is my life. Other people enjoy going to basketball games. I actually didn't enjoy going there. The thing is that I feel like growing up, my mom just didn't know if I was gonna be this successful. So she was like, I want you to experience life, you know, like going to prom. I'm so happy I went to prom. I was not gonna go. My mom was like, go to prom.
Go to prom.
Like, I have a prom picture, you know? So like little things like that. I don't regret any of the choices I made because I wouldn't be here today in LA in my own apartment, you know, like if I didn't take those risks and sacrifice that.
Yeah.
It's just something that I had to do.
What has your dance journey like taught you about yourself?
I feel like this dance industry and my dance journey has definitely taught me to just stay on my path. And when I mean my path, like growing up, when I wasn't as experienced, I would really be upset and like, why didn't I get this opportunity? But it wasn't meant for me. So I feel like this dance industry has taught me to not rush the process, because when you rush, that results are going to be rushed as well. So I feel like this dance industry has honestly calmed me down and has made me wait for my time. And I feel like right now is the time that all those years of me putting work in, they've made me wait for. They've made me wait for my now, if that makes sense. For me, dance was never all I wanted to do. I have a big passion for filming. I have a big passion for modeling. So honestly, I just want to be that person, that icon that people remember being successful in so many different lanes. I look up to people like Paris Gobel because she was a dancer, she's a choreographer, but she'll also be sitting front row at a fashion show, and she'll be in the UGG campaign being the face. So she took what she had to get her where she wanted to be. So I really look up to her for that. And that's how I kind of see myself in the future, being the spotlight and the face of so many different fields, you know?
I look forward to seeing like the growth of your career, because it's just the beginning. So thank you for taking the time out to chat with me.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. I had a great time chatting with you too.